Have you ever heard of the guy who gave Moses some of the best leadership advice in history? No, it wasn't a king, a prophet, or a military general. It was his father-in-law, a man named Jethro. Now, you might be thinking, Jethro, I kinda remember him from the Ten Commandments movie. And you'd be right, but there's so much more to his story. And honestly, it's a story with some incredible lessons for all of us today, whether you're religious or not. Jethro's story pops up in the book of Exodus, right after the Israelites have made their dramatic escape from Egypt. Moses, leading millions of people through the desert, is completely overwhelmed. Imagine being the sole point of contact for every single problem, big or small. For a population the size of a major city, that was Moses' life. He was judging disputes from sunrise to sunset, and he was burning out fast. This is where Jethro enters the picture. He travels out to the wilderness to see his daughter Zipporah and his son-in-law Moses. And what he finds shocks him. He sees Moses sitting alone, with a line of people stretching as far as the eye can see, all waiting for his judgment. Jethro, being a wise and experienced leader himself, he was a priest of Midian. A respected figure immediately sees the problem. He pulls Moses aside and tells him, straight up, what you are doing is not good. You and these people who come to you will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. Think about how profound that moment is. It's a classic case of working smarter, not harder. Jethro didn't just criticize. He offered a brilliant solution. He proposed a system of delegation. He told Moses to select trustworthy, capable people from among the Israelites. These individuals would be appointed as officials over groups of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. The small, everyday disputes could be handled by these lower-level leaders. Only the most difficult and complex cases would be brought to Moses. This wasn't just about making Moses' life easier. It was about creating a more efficient, sustainable, and fair system of governance for the entire community. It empowered others. It built a structure of leadership, and it ensured that justice could be served more quickly and effectively. Moses listened, and he implemented the plan. The result, the system worked. The people were served, and Moses was freed up to focus on the bigger picture, communicating with God and leading the nation. This is what's so fascinating about Jethro. He's often seen as a minor character, but his contribution was monumental. His advice is basically the foundation of modern organizational management. Every CEO, every manager, every team lead who understands the power of delegation is, in a way, channeling the spirit of Jethro. He taught us that a true leader doesn't do everything themselves. A true leader builds a team, empowers others, and trusts them to do their jobs. But Jethro's wisdom goes even deeper. Let's look at the qualities he told Moses to look for in these new leaders. He said to choose capable men who fear God, trustworthy men who hate dishonest gain. This isn't just about competence, it's about character. He knew that for a system of justice to work, it had to be built on a foundation of integrity. You need people who aren't just skilled, but who are also ethical, honest, and not driven by greed. This is a timeless lesson. In any organization, from a small business to a national government, a lack of integrity and leadership will eventually cause the entire structure to crumble. Jethro's story is also a powerful reminder of the importance of seeking and accepting counsel, even from unexpected sources. Moses was the chosen leader, the one who spoke with God. He could have easily let his ego get in the way. He could have said, "Who are you, my father-in-law, to tell me how to lead my people?" But he didn't. He listened with humility, recognized the wisdom in Jethro's words, and acted on it. This shows that true strength isn't about knowing everything. It's about being willing to learn from anyone who has valuable insight to offer. It's a lesson in humility and the power of collaboration. And let's not forget Jethro's role as a supportive family member. He saw his son-in-law struggling and didn't just stand by. He stepped in with compassion and practical help. He cared about Moses' well-being and the well-being of the entire community. It's a beautiful example of how family and mentorship can intersect, providing a foundation of support that allows great leaders to thrive. Jethro wasn't an Israelite. He came from a different culture and a different faith tradition, yet he provided the crucial support and wisdom that the Israelite leader desperately needed at a critical moment. This teaches us that wisdom and insight can come from anywhere, and we should be open to receiving it, regardless of the source. After giving his advice and seeing it implemented, Jethro doesn't stick around to take credit or seek power. He simply returns home to his own land. His intervention was an act of genuine care and wisdom, not a power play. He saw a problem, offered a solution, and then stepped back, letting Moses continue his journey. This selflessness is another hallmark of his character. He was a true mentor, focused on the success of his student rather than his own glory. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by a massive task, think of Jethro. Are you trying to be like Moses before Jethro's visit, handling everything yourself and heading for burnout? Or can you be like Jethro, looking for ways to delegate, empower others, and build a stronger, more resilient system? And can you be like Moses after the visit, humble enough to accept good advice when you hear it? The story of Jethro is a small but incredibly rich part of a much larger narrative, yet it contains some of the most practical and enduring leadership principles you'll ever find. He is the unsung hero of management, the ancient consultant whose advice transformed a struggling leader and set a nation on a more stable path. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes the most profound wisdom comes not from the person in the spotlight, but from the wise observer standing on the sidelines, offering a fresh perspective. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the story of Jethro. It just goes to show you that there are amazing gems of wisdom hidden all throughout these ancient texts. If you enjoyed this and want to explore more stories like it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about Jethro's advice. See you in the next video.